South Korea is moving fast to evacuate thousands of participants at the World Scout Jamboree. The campsite is now in the path of Typhoon Khanun, which is expected to make landfall on Thursday. Officials announced the last-minute relocation today and will start the move tomorrow morning. It's the latest setback for the event after a heat wave caused hundreds of youngsters to fall ill. The government says it will send more than 1,000 buses to transfer 36,000 participants to safer areas where the jamboree can continue. President Yoon Suk-yeol and his aides have been shaping the contingency plan. Officials are seeking alternate venues in and around the capital, Seoul, which will not be directly affected by Typhoon Khanun.
전국 지방자치단체 협조를 통해서 태풍의 직접 영향권에 들어있지 않은 수도권을 중심으로 행정기관과 민간의 교육시설을 최대한 확보해서 대원들에게 편안하고 안전한 숙소를 제공할 계획입니다.
The World Scout Jamboree is due to conclude on Saturday. Parents of the Scouts and some Scout organizations had called for the event to be cancelled last week due to the extreme heat then. Organizers were criticized for not being prepared to deal with the weather. President Yoon earlier ordered unlimited air conditioning and water trucks to keep participants cool.
I would just encourage that there is a proper independent learning review so we all capture lessons, whether that applies to future jamborees or any other events that anyone, frankly, is organising, because we cannot be put in this situation again. It's not fair on anyone.
CNA's Lim Yun-suk tells us more about how South Korea's international image has been affected because of the incidents plaguing the World Scout Jamboree.
This is something a lot of Koreans have been talking about. This it's been in the headlines for weeks now. And, South Koreans just feel that this is a huge embarrassment for this country, especially since they have several years to prepare for this. Now, South Korea won the bid to host this in 2017. And since then, there have been lots of talk here in South Korea about this jamboree. And in fact, this is like the first global event that South Korea has hosted since the COVID-19 pandemic. And so a lot of people were excited about it, and people I spoke to, the locals around this area, they had been waiting for this for 6 years. But the fact that the South Korean government was not prepared for this and that the preparations were not done is something that I think will be brought up over and over again, even after this jamboree ends here in South Korea. And also, having said that, I did speak to some of the Scout leaders from other countries, and many of them were also saying that the World Scout Jamboree has some blame to take, because this is a global event and it wasn't really just up to the South Korean government. Every little movement that has been taken, any action by the South Korean government had to be okayed, had to receive permission approved by the World Scout Jamboree too. And also there were officials here in advance who came here, did the checks and made sure that everything was fully prepared to bring in all the scouts, 40,000 scouts from all over the world. And so I think there'll be a lot of blaming and a lot of talk coming up after the Jamboree.